Amara sat quietly by the window, watching the rain fall heavily outside. Her thoughts drifted to the past, to when she and Femi first met. They were once so in love, inseparable even. Their love was like a fire that could not be quenched. But something changed after they got married. At first, it was little things, arguments over small issues, misunderstandings that seemed to grow bigger each day. Femi became distant, spending more time at work, coming home late without any explanation. Amara tried to talk to him, but he always brushed her off, saying she was too sensitive. The love they once shared slowly faded away, replaced by silence and coldness. Femi's eyes no longer held the warmth they once did when he looked at her. Then one evening, everything changed. Amara found messages on Femi's phone, messages from another woman. Her heart sank. She confronted him, but Femi didn't even deny it. He simply said, "I'm not happy anymore, Amara." Those words shattered her. They argued for hours that night, and for the first time, Amara realized that the man she once loved was now a stranger. Months passed, and they tried to fix things, but the damage was too deep. Eventually, they agreed to a divorce. The pain of losing someone who once meant everything to her was unbearable, but Amara knew she couldn't stay in a loveless marriage. The divorce papers were signed, and Femi left. He moved to a new city, and Amara was left alone in their once shared home, now filled with nothing but memories. After the divorce, life became quiet, too quiet. Amara spent her days trying to rebuild herself, focusing on her work and her hobbies, but the loneliness was always there. She wondered if she would ever feel love again. But one day, while she was at a small cafe, she bumped into an old friend, Tunde. They hadn't seen each other in years. They sat down and talked, catching up on everything that had happened in their lives. Amara felt something stir inside her that she hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. As they continued meeting, Tunde's presence brought a kind of peace she hadn't known in years. But just as Amara began to open her heart to the possibility of love again, she received a message from Femi. He wanted to meet her. Amara's heart raced as she read the message. Why was Femi reaching out now, after everything that had happened? She didn't know if she should reply, but curiosity and unresolved emotions tugged at her, leaving her torn between the past and a possible future. Should she meet Femi and hear what he had to say, or should she move forward with Tunde and leave the past behind? The rain continued to fall as Amara sat in silence, wondering what would unfold next. Amara stared at her phone, Femi's message blinking at her. It felt like a wound that hadn't fully healed was being reopened. Her mind swirled with questions. What could he possibly want to say after all this time? She thought about how broken she had been when they parted ways, how hard it was to pick up the pieces of her life after the divorce. But now, Tunde had entered her life again, bringing a warmth she hadn't felt in years. Could Femi's sudden reappearance ruin that? After several minutes of indecision, Amara typed a simple reply. "Okay, we can meet." She pressed send, her heart thumping in her chest. The next day, Amara met Femi at a quiet restaurant. As she walked in, her eyes found him sitting at a table near the window. He looked older, his face one with regret. Femi stood up when he saw her, but Amara stayed where she was, unsure of what to feel. "Amara," he began softly, "I've been doing a lot of thinking. I was wrong about everything. Leaving you was the biggest mistake of my life." Amara's heart skipped a bit. His words felt heavy, pulling her back to the pain she had worked so hard to bury. But she remained silent, waiting for him to continue. "I miss what we had," Femi went on. I want to fix things if you will let me. Amara looked down at her hands, feeling a mix of emotions. She had imagined this moment so many times, wondering if he would ever come back, apologize and say he wanted another chance. But now that it was happening, it didn't feel right. You hurt me, Femi, she said quietly, her voice steady. You walked away when I needed you most. Do you think it's that easy to come back and fix everything? Femi's eyes softened. I know I've hurt you, Amara, but I've changed. I've realized what I lost. Amara's mind flashed to Tunde. The way he had been there for her, his gentle presence filling the empty spaces Femi left behind. Could she really trust Femi again after all this pain? I'm seeing someone, Amara finally said, her voice strong. Femi's face fell. Woo! Tunde, she answered. We've been reconnecting, and for the first time in a long time, I feel happy. Femi looked down at the table, silent. The weight of what he had lost was clear on his face. Amara felt a twinge of pity for him, but she couldn't forget how he had shattered her world. I'm not asking you to forget what I did, Femi said, his voice low. I just want a chance to show you that I can be better, that we can be better. Amara closed her eyes for a moment, thinking about the future she had started imagining with Tunde, a future free from the scars of her past. But Femi's plea left her torn. Could she let go of the possibility of rekindling what they once had? Or would moving on with Tunde truly give her the peace she sought? As the weight of her decision pressed down on her, Amara realized that whatever choice she made would shape the rest of her life. But for now, she was still caught between the echoes of her past and the promise of a new beginning. I need time, she whispered, rising from her seat. Femi nodded, watching her leave, knowing that the next move was hers to make. As Amara walked out into the cool evening, her heart was heavy. She had reached a crossroads, and whatever path she chose, there was no turning back. But deep down, she knew the answer would come soon. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel again. Millie Stories and Folktales here. Thank you again for always subscribing, my lovely subscribers. Thank you for always coming back to watch, to comment, to like. Thank you so much. And to those that have not subscribed, I am still pleading, I am begging. Please subscribe to my channel. Help me grow. Please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you and God bless. Let's get back to the story. As Amara walked down the quiet street, the evening breeze brushing against her face, her mind shone with everything that had happened. She thought about the years with Femi, the love, the betrayal, and the heartbreak. Then she thought about Tunde, the man who had shown her the love, that love could be gentle, honest, and kind. The days passed slowly, and Amara found herself reflecting more and more on what she truly wanted. Femi's return had shaken her, bringing back memories and emotions she thought were buried. But now, she could see clearly. Love wasn't about holding on to the past or trying to fix something that was broken beyond repair. One evening, she invited Tunde to her house. As they sat together, talking about their childhood and laughing at old memories, Amara realized just how much peace Tunde brought into her life. There was no drama, no fear, just a steady warmth that felt safe. Tunde, Amara said softly, breaking the flow of their conversation. I want to tell you something. Tunde looked at her, his eyes gentle as always. What is it, Amara? I met with Femi the other day, she confessed, watching his expression carefully. He wants us to try again, but she paused, her heart pounding. I realized that I don't want to go back to him. Tunde remained quiet, letting her continue. I don't want to live in the past anymore, she said, her voice growing stronger. Femi was a part of my life, but I've grown and I've changed. I've found something better, something real with you. Tunde smiled, a soft, understanding smile. Amara, I'm here for you no matter what you choose. But I want you to know I'm ready to love you fully, if that's what you want. Tears welled up in Amara's eyes, but they weren't tears of sadness. They were tears of relief, of healing. For the first time in a long time, she felt free. Free from the weight of her past. Free to choose happiness. Free to love again. She reached out and took Tunde's hand. I want this. I want us. And in that moment, Amara knew she had made the right choice. She had walked through the fire of heartbreak and come out stronger. She had learned that love wasn't about holding on to someone who didn't value you. It was about finding someone who saw your worth, who cherished you, and who made you feel whole. The moral of the story tells us that healing takes time. Amara's journey shows that healing from heartbreak isn't immediate. It takes time, reflection, and patience with yourself to fully recover. You deserve to be valued. Femi's return forced Amara to realize her worth. She didn't have to settle for someone who had betrayed her trust. Instead, she found someone who valued and respected her. Amara had chosen her happiness, and in doing so, she had found a love that made her feel alive again. The road ahead was still unknown, but with Tunde by her side, she was ready for whatever came next.